No, tell me, Jungkook, do you care about her? They asked, glaring at him, daring him to say yes. He promised himself that he won't lie to Tae. He would tell him everything, and he did. Care about Sophia, or maybe used to, because he thought she was someone who needed a shoulder to cry upon. Yes, but he lowered his eyes to the floor once again. He was ashamed that he cared about someone who just touched him like that, proved him in a cheater in front of his person who was trusted him the most. He thought no matter what, they was still his friend, and he had defended him in front of his wife. So many times Jungkook had never wished bad upon someone. So he thought nobody would do that to him either. He heard Taeyoung breathe, his gasps, that his cry. His eyes were winded as he realized that it had come out wrong, and he needed to make it clear before it too late. They know. He tried to grab their arm, but they jumped back and glared at him. That's come out wrong. I'm done, Jungkook. It's over. They yelled at him, wiping his tear, feeling about it. His heart was filled inside the stomach, and he swallowed bitterly. What? No, Tae. I don't care about her. Please, it isn't over. Don't say that. He grabbed his shoulder, stopping him. I don't want you to touch me. You cheater. Stop. They screamed. Stop touching me. No. They shook his head, backing away from him. Go to her. You care about her, alright? And you don't need to show it to the world. He threw his word back at him. He flinched and realized what they must have felt when he said that cruel word at him. I'm done here, with you, and all of this trauma. They breathed heavily and went inside the bathroom. Clicking the door locked behind him, his expanded eyes flew toward the bathroom door, and he ran toward it. We need to talk. This isn't a way. Please, let me explain. He knocked on the door, but no answer. He rested his forehead against the door and sighed. Never had he ever felt so clump and helpless. The four words were roaming in his mind. He will leave me. I'm sorry. I would never do that to you. I was just listening to her and he said, at her memory and clubbed. How would he feel if he saw they kissing someone else? His hand cupped and clenched popped. He merely thought about it. He could probably break that poor guy's ribs. So his action was justice. I didn't know. I'm sorry, Tae. Please come out. Still, he got no answer for Tae. Jungkook slid down on the floor and rested his back against the bathroom door. He popped his knees and rested his forearm on them, feeling the guilt increasing within him. Tae, I would have never cheated on you or look at another, he said, closing his eyes as his face was turned to the floor. Even when Tae wasn't answering, he knew he was listening. I guess I should not try to look for good in everyone. They heard him from inside the bathroom. First he was dead, or pressing his hand over his ear in order to retain his voice, or entering his ear, but then he realized that he was being stupid and just should listen to him. At least he wasn't in front of him, so as he sat on the bathroom floor, crossing his legs, he just listened carefully. I had been cruel, rude, arrogant with you. I had taken our relationship for granted, and I regret it. Please hear me out. They nodded, and then realized that he couldn't see Tae, so they tapped his foot on the floor, letting him know that he was listening, but stubbornly didn't say anything. That was all Jungkook needed. The day at Taeyoung's wedding, he signed, so he's going to explain everything finally. I saw Sophia and Jungkook before the dance. I was worried they were never over close to each other, even since we know her family, so I got worried that they might get into a fight. He paused, and they formed and scratched his eyebrow together. Where was he going with him? I ignored it for the time because I didn't want to rain overnight because of them. He sighed. I want to be there with you, so I ignored them. But I know you remember. When I went after her, she was crying and I got anxious because of Jungkook. I thought he did something to her. I went after her. I had to know what was going on between them. I found her in the parking area. She was crying her eyes out, and I got worried. She never cried like that. So, it was something to be about. I asked her what happened, and she screamed at me. Told me that both of your brothers were rigged because both play with her feeling. I was so dumbfounded, and everyone was listening, so I didn't yell at her. I waited for her to calm down. She said, I deceive her. And then Jungkook forced his kiss upon her. She said he kissed her even when she was cried, and that's worried me to extreme. I was so worried, thinking that Jungkook had gotten himself in trouble. They gasped. Jungkook had kissed Sophia. Oh God, what the heck is wrong with him? He should have shot out his feeling. What did he even want? First he couldn't let go of Tae, and he forced him to touch upon someone else. I remained quiet about it and didn't comfort Jungkook that night. He signed, so that's why he wasn't telling Tae about it. They feel a tiny guilty for fighting with him over it. But I did talk to him about few days ago. I asked him about it, and he said he didn't do anything like that. They closed his eyes. What the hell? I didn't believe him. Of course, but I saw him. I didn't see Sophie after that. And then I saw you with Jungkook. I was angry and blamed him for everything. I had full trust in what Sophie had said after seeing him with you, because he proved himself a liar. So I consoled Sophia and told her not to worry about him. They swallowed. Then the accident happened. That's when I saw Sophia after that day. I felt her behavior odd because she was continuously to me and miming about Jungkook health. I didn't understand what she wanted. I was mad at you. So, they feel her thoughts were closed up at that. No matter what Jungkook did, he would always feel guilty about running away. I thought you regretting it. Or maybe you didn't want me. I panicked there, and believe me, when I said that, I felt worthless. They looked down in shame. I didn't understand what I did wrong that made you leave. Then the guilt arose, and I thought I forced it upon you. And you hated me. They bit his lips and looked at his hand. And right now, she was telling me that her dad arranged a ball, and we should come. She said she wanted to apologize for last night. Apologize for what? I was just politely answered her. I swear I didn't know when she jumped and kissed me. She had never been like that, so I didn't expect it at all. They clenched his teeth. I was so shocked that for a few seconds I didn't even realize what was happening. Suddenly all her lies start making sense. Jungkook hadn't forced her. She just made that, and whatever reason. Okay, fine, it wasn't his fault, but still somebody else had touched him, and they wanted to scream at that no matter whose fault it was. I was so deep in that thought, and I realized what was happening. It was too late. I know I'd screwed up. When I look at you, I'm sorry. I know. I'm at fault, and you have every right to be mad at me. They shook his head and stood up, wanted to open the door. Anyway, in the hospital, Sophia confessed that she still loved me. They signed and leaned against the door. Instant, Sophia was too clingy and desperate. She said, you were forced upon me. That I was made a replacement for Jungkook, and somehow, it is truth. They feel that heartbeat increase, and his eyes, he was going to tell Tae what he had, and that's it. Everything would be over. I agree with her. They pressed his lips together and gulped down the lump in his throat. But I told her that it doesn't matter. What? It didn't matter. It didn't matter that their love was only one-sided. His eyes dug at Tae, blinked rapidly. I said I didn't care if I was a replacement or not. You're an amazing person, and I would be glad to be replaced if I get you in the end. I told her. The mouth opened and started looking at the closed door. What? She was in shock. I enjoyed the look on her face when I told her that I would never be stupid enough to pick someone else over you. I informed her how you make me feel. I wasn't ashamed to tell her those feelings, rather I feel good. She slapped me and I told her how much I love your smile. You laugh, you jokes, and you care about my health, he said. I told her how I love you. It was just a whisper, but they heard it. They heard it because he had been waiting for him to hear it for so long. They wasn't aware when a cry left his mouth. Instead, tears were tipped down his cheeks. They heard a panic in his voice. They placed a hand in his mouth and closed his eyes. I'm sorry, but I speak the truth. I'm not lying. Never wanted her. I don't care of her. He was silent after that long. Then he spoke in a voice. There was a mere whisper. You're going to leave me. Are not you?